Some people are about to get disappointed because Tesla is removing creep and roll stopping modes from Model 3s and Ys in the US. Now, I personally used the hold mode, which basically means when you stop, the car just stops and it doesn't move. My friend uses a creep mode, which is exactly how a gas-powered vehicle works. Unless you press on the brake, the car keeps creeping, and I think some people will not like that this mode is going to be taken away from them. I am fine with the roll mode being taken away because that one I think is just a bit silly. Imagine you stop at a traffic light, let's say, and it's not completely flat, but it seems like the road is flat. Let's say your phone rings and you take your eyes away from the road and you're looking at your phone, but the car starts rolling, but it's rolling so slowly that you don't feel it. And then your car bumps into another car because you were looking at your phone, because the car was rolling the entire time actually. But with the creep mode, you definitely feel it when the car starts moving, so that would never happen to you. Now, why is Tesla doing such a thing that will almost guaranteed upset some Tesla customers? Well, it's probably the EPA rules. EPA now requires to test the vehicles in different driving modes. So if you have the creep mode in there, I guess maybe it somehow lowers your range. Because if you ever had to push a car, you know that once you get the car moving, it's actually not that difficult to keep pushing the car, but just to get the car moving, ooh, that's difficult. So Tesla probably gets maybe 1 extra or 2 or maybe 3 extra miles for its EPA range. I don't know how many. And the main reason why I think this is the case is because this new change will only apply to the US Tesla vehicles. However, there is some good news for existing Model 3 and Y owners because Tesla is not going to take away these 2 stopping modes from you if you already have them. This will only apply to new Tesla owners. So overall, I am happy with this. I thought it applied to existing owners as well. If you are getting a new vehicle and you need to get used to how the vehicle works, I think that's fine. But if you already have the vehicle and then you make it worse and now you have to change the way you are using the vehicle, I think that's really annoying. So all good here. Tesla recalls 1.6 million cars in China to fix driving assist and faulty door locks. And you guessed it, it's a software update. So how come you're hearing about things that are happening in China here in the US from Forbes? And of course, no one is really talking about the 2.5 million Honda vehicles that were just recalled. Elon says that's because they buy a lot of advertising, and with that, the silence of the media. Gary disagrees, though ad spend does not drive headlines, clicks drive headlines. A headline about Honda recalls won't generate a lot of clicks. A headline about Tesla recalls gets a lot of clicks. It's not about ad spend. But I think it's a bit of both. If you spend lots of money with the media, I think they are a lot less likely to talk negatively about you. Maybe occasionally they still will, but not as much. Well, look at this. The strike might be coming to an end, perhaps, in Sweden against Tesla. The strike against Tesla Sweden could end if the automaker follows Amazon's lead and hires a contractor. Amazon was in a similar position as Tesla when it first tried to enter the Swedish market in 2020. To settle the issue, Amazon hired a logistics contractor in Sweden that already had a collective agreement with the Transport Workers Union. The contractor operates Amazon's warehouse in Sweden, but I think this situation is a bit different because Tesla already has service centers in Sweden. So you would need to restructure everything. And what would happen to Tesla workers? Would Tesla technically have to fire all of them and then the contractor hires them? How does that work? I don't think every single employee would be rehired, right? Because the contractor is making the decisions, not Tesla anymore. And how would that affect Tesla's culture? I think it would affect it negatively because now the contractor is in charge of Tesla's culture in Sweden. I'm not sure about this. This does not seem like a good solution. I think it would be maybe plausible if Tesla was to enter the market for the first time like Amazon did, but Tesla is already here. And it largely continues to operate as normal with some hurdles, many hurdles really, but it can pretty much keep operating indefinitely at the moment. It doesn't seem that Tesla is gonna give up, because if Tesla does, that can create a whole domino effect, and then all other countries will also probably want something similar. By countries, I mean Tesla employees in different countries, and Tesla is just not gonna have that happen. I think IF Metal made a huge mistake trying to pick a fight with Tesla. I mean, Tesla doesn't have all that much presence in Sweden, so they could have just left Tesla alone. But instead, I think what's happening to some degree is other companies are going to look at what Tesla is doing and say, oh, okay, there's another way to do business in Sweden. We can just do it how Tesla is doing, because they just keep operating. All right.